Oh, it's Saturday at 7 p.m. on what the hell day is today? March 5th.
March 5th.
And this is Saturday Night Live from the downtown Worldwide Studios at our Bethesda home office, home of Fabio and his lovely galloping horses.
All right, Pops, here's the deal. Saturday night,
Yeah.
we are going live.
Yeah.
With Fabio and his galloping. I'm just going to restate everything you say tonight.
Yeah, well, you're tired.
No, it's all good. So here's the deal. Let's talk about used car prices. Let's talk about the chip shortage, and let's talk about Ford. Do you have a particular order you want to approach this? And then we're going to go to the chat.
That again?
We're going to go to the chat.
No. What was we were going to talk
Neil
about?
said, "Good evening, YA. My hot date fell through, so I'm here instead." Same here, Neil. Same here. For the past 2 years.
Yeah, you're going home to your hot date. Who are you kidding?
I'm going to bed, man. Going to bed. Greetings from Long Island. John's in the house with us. Stig's here with us. Space.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, Mario. We got Morning Glory here. Steve's here. Jordan's here. Stig's. I know I just mentioned you, but wanted to send a warm and heartfelt thank you to Ray and Zach for recommending the Car Care Nut. AMD Car Care Nut, great channel.
Mm-hmm.
George Stewart, thanks for being here. Matthew. Okay, we got tons of folks with us, Pops.
Yes.
We're going to talk about
used
car prices, chip shortage, and the traumatic and tragic war that's going on, and how that's likely going to cause a second chip shortage. We're going to have to talk about that, and Ford. Where do you want to start? And we're gonna spend all of our time in the chat helping as many people as possible. You gotta pick one. You don't have to, but I'd appreciate it if you
Ukraine.
All right, we're gonna start in Ukraine.
In Ukraine.
It's not. I know.
Yeah, Ukraine.
All right, so let me pull up my screen here. Give me 1 second. Homepage of Automotive News.
Yes.
Here's our stories. Russia's Ukraine invasion could trigger a second microchip crisis, and then the Ford EV ICE split. Fascinating
but
stuff
Ukraine supplies 70% of the world's output of neon, a critical gas that runs lasers needed to manufacture microchips.
This, to be clear,
yes,
no one saw this coming. No one had on their, a farmer's almanac for 2022. Hey, you know that chip shortage?
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a little soon, come a little late. Yeah, actually, there's going to be a war in Ukraine.
Yeah.
And because of that, we're going to run out of the neon gas that we need to produce.
Because I had no idea that most of the world's neon gas is produced or captured or whatever they do with it there in Ukraine.
Both Russia and Ukraine are home to key gases and raw materials needed for the production of semiconductors around the world, and the ripple effect of the war could exacerbate the microchip crisis as raw materials become harder to come by. Auto sourcing from Russia and Ukraine, auto parts and raw materials needed for vehicles and microchip production that are sourced from Russia and Ukraine. Aluminum, microelectronics, etching gas, neon, nickel, palladium, pig iron, wire harnesses. Thoughts on the headphones?
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
First one of the night. Oh, no, Google doesn't even do how do you pronounce it.
Why not?
I don't know.
Well, find one that says how do you pronounce palladium.
Ready?
Yeah.
So I'm saying palladium. What did I say?
Palladium, like a lad. And I can already tell you it's palladium.
Well, give me a second. One second. I want to make sure everyone at home can hear this as well to see who's right. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Palladium.
Palladium. I don't know. It sounded pretty similar to me.
Yeah.
All right. So yes,
You say palladium. I say palladium.
So it's okay. Let's be very clear. It's tragic what's going on, but the chip shortage is going to get worse. There's no indication that it's going to get better.
Well, every indication is that the war that's going on in Ukraine is going to last for a very, very, very long time.
Even if it lasted just another week, the unfortunate reality is production has already been shut down. We saw an article in Automotive News just this past week. It was like 3 days into the war. It was wire harness production had completely stopped, and European production for some of the major automakers had stopped. I think there's going to be a huge ripple effect from this, similar to what we saw at the outset of the COVID-19 pandemic. I mean, there were shutdowns, and you had the Taiwan drought. Like, why? What confidence do you have that vehicles are actually going to get produced and the levels that they need to come back, from from where they've been last year when we lost 11 million.
None. I
Exactly.
have no confidence.
So this is why the news tonight is actually really interesting. If you looked at the latest Black Book data,
Yes.
it comes out on Tuesday mornings, Black Book.
Well, last week was Tuesday
afternoon.
We need at 1:30, and we need to have a conversation with Jared, the president of Black Book.
I'll let you send that email.
We need an early release.
Again, like I
That we
said,
can. I don't care if he gives it to us at 11:59 a.m. just so it can make it on the show.
we update this page every single week. Used car price trends for 2022, and we updated it just this past week.
We did.
Used car prices have continued to decline. Wholesale used car prices.
Wholesale prices that
Yes.
dealers are paying at auctions are continuing to decline. That's not to say that used car retail prices have shown any declines.
But the stories we're hearing from the YA community
Is
and what
that
we're
there's
seeing,
some negotiation
and the
that-
stories that you're
available.
hearing from your friends who are still in the industry.
Yeah,
You came on the show, what was it, 3 weeks ago now, after your friend Chip called you?
yeah.
And he said, hey, we're taking losses on the
You know what
front.
his last name is?
Daddy.
Shortage.
No, that was you. I went with Chip Daddy.
Chip Daddy. No, Shortage.
Damn,
Yeah,
you teed me up for that.
I did. And you didn't. and
Give
you
me
didn't
that
get it
again in
wrong.
about 15 minutes, and I bet
Okay.
you I'll get it.
I hope so.
But that was about 3 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Or less.
Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
yeah.
And he was saying that because they were getting cold feet. They're
Yeah.
getting nervous about holding on to inventory. So we're seeing on the wholesale side and on the retail side, you can negotiate. But our confidence that that's going to continue. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if that flattens out this next week with Black Book.
If between the war in Ukraine,
Yep.
chip shortages before they were exacerbated by the war in Ukraine, I think because of the war, it just makes everything worse. And so, where people were projecting that we were going to lose 5 to 7 million cars to production this year, those numbers are bound to go up because of the war and what's going on. So, hey, what if we have a repeat of last year where we lose another 10 to 11 million vehicles? So there will be that continued shortage of new cars. And if there's a continued shortage of new cars, that means there will be a continued shortage of used cars because people won't be trading cars in because there won't be anything for them to buy. So it means that dealers are going to have to continue to overpay for their used car inventory, which ultimately will mean that used car prices on the retail side will either continue to be flat for a little bit, but more than likely start rising again as the shortage of new cars gets worse.
Steve, with a beautiful avatar and also a thoughtful comment here. If you have a functional vehicle, now would be a very good time to take care of it. That is wholeheartedly the sentiment on this show, hopefully on every other YouTuber or wherever you consume media. That is the sentiment right now because there is no indication, absolutely no indication. If you need to buy a car sometime in the next few months, these next few weeks are probably your period. We might even be running out of them after, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks from now.
Might be down to about 10 days.
Because again, what we just talked about a moment ago, it's likely that we'll see a reflection of the fact that there is continued pressure on the new car side, having ramifications on used car prices again here. And Dad, there was even, I'll pull it up right here. This just came out. It was a nice Friday afternoon release. At Ford, the chip shortage isn't getting any better. There are more output cuts. Ford and Stellantis both yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday morning, they announced the fact that they're taking more vehicle production offline here in North America. Ford is taking downtime at a Kentucky truck plant and an Ohio assembly plant, again, as a result of the chip shortage. And TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor, executive says chip shortage will last several more years. It's fascinating,
ladies and gentlemen.
It's fascinating from our perspective. Neither of us are experts.
You know what we need to do?
Let me.
Okay.
Neither of us are experts.
Yes.
But we read all these headlines.
Yes.
The tone and tenor has changed.
Yes. And what I was going to say, what we need to do is we need to have another conversation with David Schau, who is an expert in supply chain matters. And so we can pick his brain as to what he's hearing with what's going on in the world right now, and how that will impact the supply chain, and how that maybe has impacted his outlook for when he thinks things might return to normal.
We've got KPP in the chat here saying, I called multiple Hyundai dealers in Chicagoland. When asked about ordering a Santa Fe, one said Hyundai isn't taking orders, and others said Hyundai is starting to take orders. Who do I believe? Fairly certain Hyundai doesn't take orders.
Yeah, I mean, Hyundai pretty much
runs on an allocation
system, and so you can't order it, but you can tell the dealer what you want based on the way that Hyundai agrees to build cars, and they can let their zone know what they need for a particular customer, and the zone will do their best to get that car built and then allocated to that dealer.
Exactly.
But it's not the same as actually putting in an order at the factory.
Now, there's a lot of chatter going on in the chat about gas prices. Gas prices have hit.
Yeah, they're going to go up.
And they're going to continue to go up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You sold cars through a period of time where gas prices went up. Can you talk a little bit about when that was, what that experience was like when you were in the dealership?
Well, when gas prices went crazy, and I've lived through it twice, all of a sudden people go, well, I don't want to have to spend $100 to fill up my truck. So they start looking at, how can I get out of this gas guzzling truck that I have? And everybody has the same idea at the same exact moment, which drives down the value of those vehicles like instantly. And people are willing to take, in the past, have been willing to take huge losses on those gas guzzlers, because they say to themselves, well, if I get something that gets good gas mileage, instead of my gas bill being $400 to $500 a month, it'll only be $100 to $200 a month. So as gas prices rise, we will see more and more people have second thoughts about the poor gas mileage SUVs, pickups, and other larger vehicles that they're driving. And they're going to start thinking about more fuel efficient vehicles again.
And unlike when you experienced this in the past, you won't
have anything to sell to them.
Well, that you don't have inventory.
Yeah.
You have EVs now.
Yes.
And that's a fascinating dynamic as well.
Yes, but you don't have that many EVs.
You've got more than you've ever had before, Dad.
Still not a lot.
I know, but you've got the Kia EV6, you've got the Ioniq 5, you've got the Teslas.
Yeah, but it's you got the Mach-E, but
yeah.
it's all in relatively small numbers, and more people would look to probably go into vehicles that are more fuel efficient gas wise.
Yeah.
Than looking to go into EVs when this happens.
Yep.
And like if you're Tesla, and people want to buy a Tesla, and they have this giant truck that gets 15 miles to the gallon, well, Tesla's not taking them in trade. So I don't know what you're going to do with them. If you're going to go to your online sources like CarMax or Vroom or Carvana, I would imagine their offers for those type of vehicles, as gas prices go up, or those offers are going to start dropping way down. All
right, so I've got quite a few chat messages here started that I'm going to pull up. I want to run through them a little, speed break right here, fast break, excuse me. You hit the speed limit on the fast break.
The regenerative
braking.
Yes.
Then I want to transition. I want to talk about Ford and Ford's news from this past week, and what's going on there.
Okay.
All right, let's see. We've got here from Flying High. That background is distracting. I can't stop staring at the horses. Yeah, I Google searched how to retain more viewers on YouTube videos, and they said horses.
Yeah, horses or cats.
Horses or cats. We went with horses.
Yeah.
Mr. Brightstar.
So we were looking for a Jewish cowboy to put on top of a horse by the name of Cats.
No. All right, 1 second. Hang tight.
Yeah.
We're back. All right, Mr. Bright. Yeah, that's a big gulp, Mr. Brightstar.
I needed it.
Mr. Brightstar.
Yeah.
Similarly, we were told we can't factory order a Kia Carnival by a dealer in New Jersey, but one in Pennsylvania said we could.
Well, it's the same situation as Hyundai because it's the same damn company.
Yeah, they don't do factory orders. They're just, I think, telling you what you want to hear based off then allocation.
It's an
like
allocation.
Toyota doesn't do factory orders.
No. Very few of your Asian brands do factory orders. Your German brands do factory orders.
Yep.
but your Asian brands do not.
We've got here JDV3 saying I have a Corolla lease ending in August. I'm almost 3 times over mileage, so I guess buying it out is a good thing right now. What's your take on that, Pops?
Yeah, maybe. Probably even with the 3 times the miles that you should have, it'll probably still be worth more than what you're going to have to pay for it.
Yep. We've got EdF. This is a perfect example of the YAA community and how powerful it can be. Hi, KPP. What Chicagoland Hyundai dealer is taking orders? I'm interested in ordering a Santa Fe Calibre. Again, you can't really order Hyundais, but if someone has a positive experience with a dealer in the Chicagoland area,
Let us know.
Let us know. Put it
the
on the form.
yes.
That's the power of community.
The zone will do its best to get the Hyundai parent company to manufacture the vehicle that particular customer wants at that, and then the zone will do their best once it gets built to have it allocated to the dealer that needs it.
All right, we've got from High Vision. I just got a 2.55% rate on a 72-month finance. You think rates will go up?
Well, originally the Fed was saying that they were going to start raising rates in March.
Yep.
With a war going on now,
they've said that they're going to stay steadfast. That's the most recent from the Fed.
So I don't know. I'm going to go with I don't know. I think things are in a state of flux. I don't even know what the capital of flux is, but I believe things are in a state of flux, and depending upon how the war affects the world's economy, I think will determine what the Fed ultimately does or doesn't do.
Now, we've got a perfect example as well of how the YAA community works. If you're not on the free YAA community forum, it's joinyaa.com/community. Here's Brandon. He just posted this deal 8 minutes ago. Review my deal buying. It's a 2022 Kia Forte. Sales price is MSRP. Any red flags? Let's take a quick peek, Pops. And if you didn't watch today's video on the channel, it was a Ray's review. We're going to make a weekly series, series of that. So we got 2022 Kia Forte.
Yeah.
We've got sales price was MSRP.
Yeah, trade allowance. I don't know what he was trading, so
we don't know.
I don't know if the trade amount was good, bad, or indifferent.
But let's talk about that really quickly. What is the strategy to make sure you're getting a fair trade allowance?
Well, you want to go to Join YAA and run Black Book reports. You also want to go to CarMax, Carvana, and Vroom and get instant offers on your trade, so you have a better understanding as to what its wholesale value might be.
And if you're in most states, with the exception of like 7 of them, you actually have a sales tax basis benefit. I'll pull that guide up. Just give me 1 second, Pops. I'm just going to go to joinyaa.com/guides/trade-in. There we go. Card trade-in. We have this full guide that walks you through video and all. Come down here and you can read everything as well to help you understand the sales tax basis, because you might actually get a lower trade-in offer from the dealer and it nets out to be a more valuable transaction for you than selling to Carvana.
Somebody else. Yes.
So let me just pop this in the chat really quick. We're going to have a little inception moment. There you all go. All right, back to the deal.
Okay, so we have a sales price of $21,095. You've got the trade of $18,500. So that leaves what, about $2,600 difference. The trade payoff is $13,800.
So that's what the customer owes on their existing loan that the vehicle is actually worth.
The admin fee at $175, which in most states would be called a doc fee, is relative in comparison to a lot of places.
And let's break down the rest of these fees.
Yeah,
we don't know what that is.
Well, that's the title
okay.
and probably registration fees. Yeah.
License fee would be, I'm not sure.
That would they probably just roll it into the title fees.
Warranty would be if you buy an extended warranty.
Miscellaneous fees would be whatever miscellaneous fees they come up with. Loan fees, which there shouldn't be any.
GAP or DCA. What's DCA stand for?
I don't know.
I'm not sure what that stands for. CLAH is credit, life, and health, right?
Credit, life, accident, and health.
Accident and health.
Yeah.
Sales tax, which is non-negotiable.
Yeah, and the sales tax is because you're only paying sales. Apparently, in this state, you do get a tax credit for the trade, so you're only paying sales tax on $2,600. So the sales tax amount's only $103, which is
and a $300 rebate.
Yeah,
and then an interest rate of 1.9%.
Yeah, it sounds I hate to say this. It was Brandon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It almost sounds too good to be true, Brandon. But if they will live to that, if they will commit to it, sign on it, if the GM will sign the deal, it sounds like unless they're stealing the trade, and we don't know what the trade is, without knowing what the trade is, it looks like it's a good deal.
I like doing that on a live stream. So this is a perfect example of the community and how powerful it can be. So again, if you're looking for dealerships
Well, we
as
wouldn't
well,
know. The community didn't get a chance to react to it.
dealership reviews. There's 161 different YAA member dealership reviews here. We also have them. Thank you, Justice, for doing this
Yes.
in this spreadsheet as well that you can click on right there. Okay, so a quick little promotion of how you can get access to information that you otherwise wouldn't have had.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
let's turn our attention over to what's going on at Ford. Dad, this is a big story.
Yes.
Ford EV ICE split will mean big changes for dealers. Ford is
Yes.
making its dealers, is asking its dealers to implement some of the most significant changes to their business in decades as it works to modernize its retail strategy and beat back threats from Tesla and EV startups. We had a video on this channel go out earlier this week, and a lot
2
of
days
people,
ago, yesterday.
and a lot of people have watched it. Okay, and we talked about how Ford is abandoning the dealership model. I don't want to say that we're wrong, but Jim Farley came out and he made it very clear they're not abandoning their dealers. They're simply going to make them change significantly and no longer really act as dealers.
Those who will agree to participate in the Model E program,
Yep.
which will be the electric vehicle division of Ford.
Yep.
Those dealers or ambassadors.
Ambassadors is
as
the
they're
word. Yeah.
calling them, have to agree to not carry inventory, so they won't stock cars.
Doesn't sound like a dealership. I'm just saying.
No. Yeah, of course not. Can't negotiate the price. The price of the vehicle will be set by the manufacturer as non-negotiable. So, yeah, that's a big difference. Now, they'll still be dealers. I don't know that they'll be called. I don't know what they're going to be called. And I don't know, how the dealer's going to make money other than my suspicion. And this is strictly a suspicion because certainly I'm not in on the conversations at Ford, but I would think that they're going to say to the dealers that agree to do this, that you're going to get paid X number of dollars per car that you deliver on our behalf. Okay. And if that number is $2,000 or $3,000, whatever that number is, the Ford will set the price. Ford Model E will set the price. The
Yep.
dealer will agree to sell it at that price. The customer will agree to buy it at that price. And the dealer will end up being compensated, I'm suspecting, from Ford directly.
Now, we have some insight thanks to this article as to the timing of all this. That was another piece that was ambiguous to us until we read this. Retailers who sell the Mustang Mach-E and E-Transit are set to receive shipments of the F-150 Lightning starting this spring, but who don't opt into the new standards will be allowed to continue to carry those EVs until the end of 2023 when the automaker's current certification requirements expire. The new retail model will take effect in January of 2024.
So that sounds like I'm not real good at math, but it sounds like about 22 months from now.
So someone has actually staked a claim, put a line in the sand and said, by this date and this year, we're going to start selling direct to consumer. Kind of
Direct to consumer, except we're still going to have a dealer body that has agreed to not mark up the product, to sell it at whatever Ford declares the price to be, and it's non-negotiable.
You know what this kind of sounds like? You know what this reminds me of?
Best Buy?
I was going to say, like, when you and mom would ground me when I
Yeah.
was younger, right?
Yeah.
I'd be grounded. Let's say no TV for a week or something.
Yeah.
If I did something really bad.
Yeah.
By like day 2,
Yeah.
I'm like coming to you and I'm like, hey, I've been really good, and
Yeah.
can't I watch TV again?
I've been good for 12 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, they're setting the date.
Yeah.
And they got to play nice. They got to, but they're going to cave, just like you and mom used to let me watch TV before day 7. I'm just saying.
Are you so the man who sat to my left all these months and said these manufacturers are going to figure out how to do direct?
I'm saying the dealers are going to cave. I'm saying not the OEM. I'm saying the dealer's going to cave. I'm saying
what do you mean the dealer's going to cave?
They're going to put up a fight, and
Yeah.
Ford's going to keep flexing their muscle, just
Yeah.
like I used to flex my muscle when I would want to watch, Jeopardy.
Yeah. Well,
I was
yeah.
grounded.
Yeah.
It's a little TMI for the audience, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But genuinely, I think Ford's going to flex their muscle. 2024, great. January 2024. I think they're starting to they're letting you know, hey, by like 2028, a couple of years into this, we're going to want to move even further in the direction of controlling more of the relationship. Because why would they want to pay essentially a royalty to sell their car? These are channel partners. That's what they are. They're not, they're not entitled to a royalty. At least that's the way that I would think about it if I was Farley. And I think they're really, again, I applaud them for being bold and actually making this statement.
But you're still going to ask you're going to ask the dealers to make an investment in a facility of some kind.
But why? Because the facility's going to get smaller.
Well, they've said the footprint of the facility.
Imagine every car dealership.
They've also said that maybe it could be the facility could rest inside an existing facility.
Yeah, put the facility in the facility. Okay.
Yeah, well,
Lots of facilities.
It's like in an Audi dealership where they have the Audi Sports section, which is a
you
tiny
remember
little section.
You remember this
H.H. Gregg?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think every car dealership it's just going to be an H.H. Gregg.
Yeah, but they went out of business.
Okay, well that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so did Circuit City. The only one that survived is Best Buy.
All right, I'm saying there's 3,100 Ford dealerships out there in the United States. They're all going to become Best Buys. Like that's what that space is best used for. It's not for selling cars anymore, is what Ford's saying.
Won't they still?
Why are they going to have to invest money in new facilities? The facility's the internet. Think about it. The facility's the internet. You've got no inventory and the price is the price. What facility?
You gotta have a desk and a couple of chairs
Why?
so people can sit down comfortably.
You're probably going to deliver the cars to people's homes.
Oh my God.
We learned that during the COVID era.
Yeah.
You remember that article in Automotive News? They literally had a van. This was right at the beginning of COVID. This dealership was innovative. They took a Ford Transit van. They put a fax machine in the back of it, and they drove to people's homes so they could do wet signatures so they can comply with state laws.
Yeah.
They'll deliver them to people. What facilities? I'm telling you, man, every car dealership is going to become a Best Buy. And it's going to be really strange.
Ford Transit van.
It's going to be really strange
Yeah.
when you drive down the past Automobile Row and Best Buy is just everywhere.
Well, who's going to service these vehicles?
Okay, that's the question.
And where?
No, that truly is the question.
Yeah.
And Strategic Services is here in the chat saying the same. This is what's going to be fast. Like, where will you service? So,
I mean, are the service? Here's a question I have for you, because I have no idea. You have, you can't have any preconceived notions as to how this is going to all come together. But would there be like regionalized service centers that are actually owned by Ford Model E and staffed by Ford Model E, where the consumers will have to drive to wherever this regionalized service center is to get their vehicle serviced, since that won't necessarily be happening at a dealership.
Yeah, no, trust me. The service piece of this is what's really fascinating. And here you got William saying the service center is separate from the dealership. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Outsourced service to the independents, maybe. I think, Jason, though, the issue with that is the moment you open up your books, you're losing the information.
Especially any warranty stuff.
Exactly. Like they make money on that. The dealership does right now. I don't know. I feel like.
How will right to repair laws?
How's that going to evolve?
Yeah.
Oh, I sent you did I send you that article about?
Of course not.
No, I think I did.
No, you didn't.
Give me a second.
I read everything you send.
I don't know if you read everything I send.
Most things, anyway.
Can you vamp for a second?
Some of the things I read. Some of the things you send me. And occasionally, you send some good stuff.
Keep going.
What do you want me to talk about next?
Here we go.
There we go.
Nope, wrong one.
Wrong one. See, I told you he didn't send it to me.
I think I sent it to you. Give me a second.
You didn't.
No, I didn't.
See?
There was I think it's in Georgia.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain it's in Georgia. There's a law that's being passed to kick Tesla out.
Georgia?
Kick direct to consumer out. Let me see.
Somebody said I saw earlier that they're trying to do something in Oklahoma.
It might be Oklahoma. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Yep, you are so right. So this is also what's fascinating about this. Local legislation is going to be what dictates what's able to happen. Tesla fears having to shut down service centers in Oklahoma as new bill passes committee. Let's read this really quickly.
Okay.
Excuse me. Tesla fears having to shut down its stores and service centers in Oklahoma as a new bill banning direct sales and service from automaker has passed a House committee unanimously and is heading to vote. To this day, there are still some states that prevent Tesla and other automakers from selling directly to consumers. This is because of old laws put in place to protect franchise dealerships against automakers trying to compete with the people who invested, a lot of money into providing a sale and service workforce for them. It made a lot of sense. So yeah, this is a perfect example. Local legislation will likely dictate this and also the right to repair piece as well. But you've got to imagine Ford's got a lot of money. They're going to lobby pretty damn hard if they want people to be able to buy directly from them or service directly from them.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll all boil down for the politicians as to whichever group has the most money to share with the politicians.
We got Jason saying I could see franchise service centers. Yeah, I could see that as well. Yep. And here you go from James. What about Oklahoma possibly outlawing direct sales? Miss Kimberly Klein's with us. Finance managers become administrative executives. Sales managers become operations managers, and salespersons become delivery experts. Yeah. I think that sounds about right, Kimberly.
Yes.
We've got Emo Producer, interesting avatar. Hi, gents. Toyota dealership in Florida is offering a used GV70 with 6,000 miles for $55,000. Retail $65,000. Save thousands. Great, except the sticker price new is $43,000.
Isn't this illegal? No, because it's a used car. They can ask whatever they want on a used car, and they can ask whatever they want on a new car. Because the last time I checked, the MSRP stands for manufacturer's suggested.
I just love the idea of saying it's 65,000 and we're actually discounting it 10 grand. I mean, that's a bold statement.
Yeah, that is, but it could be true.
It's pretty interesting.
Doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got William in the chat saying cars going electric, transmission shops will be obsolete.
You know what I don't understand? Why don't they just say it was 100,000 and they took 45 grand off?
No, that's an idea.
A 45% saving off of our advertised price.
That's an idea, Dan.
Yeah. I could work in their marketing department.
We've got strategic services saying, I understand that dealers are making money hand over fist, but aren't manufacturers losing money? No. Weren't the results from the most recent quarter very, very, very strong? Yes.
The manufacturers are still making a ton of money. The dealers are making more money than they've ever made before. So right now, anybody in the automobile industry is pretty pleased.
All right. We've got Frank from Tennessee in the chat saying it's on my Instagram feed. So bear with me. I'm going to find this, Pops. Here you go. Do you think new centers would do test drives also? I got to find this article.
Somebody's going to have to do test drives. I mean, I can't imagine anybody's going to buy no, I shouldn't say that because people do it every day. It just doesn't make sense to me how people can buy a car, the second most expensive purchase they're ever going to make in their lifetime, without actually driving it first. I mean, you would just think that you'd want to make sure I don't know, you liked it. It's comfortable.
Imagine ordering a car without driving it first. LOL. Yeah, I completely agree. I posted on Twitter actually today asking people, because we had someone post in the forum saying that their dealership that they were going to buy a car from wouldn't let them do a pre-purchase inspection with their mechanic.
Yes.
They would only let them do it with their dealership.
The dealership's preferred mechanic.
And so I posted on Twitter and I was like, is this a red flag for you? And someone replied to me and said, I bought a car cash one time and they wouldn't let me do an inspection. I still did it. It was a total clunker once I and I'm like, yeah, it's a total red flag.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got, this is actually.
Although we do have a cousin, one of our favorite cousins, who just did that very same thing where, the dealer just wouldn't hold the car long enough for him to get a pre-purchase inspection done. And he bought it anyway. And once he got the post-purchase inspection done, thank God, knock on Formica, everything was good with it. But, that's not a chance I'd be willing to take.
I completely agree. All right, give me 1 second here. I want to pull up this article from Frank in Tennessee. He sent this to me. Atlanta Carvana customers say they can't prove they own the cars they bought.
Well, that's not unusual with Carvana.
Is this?
Yeah.
Some Metro Atlanta customers are speaking out against Carvana after they say the trendy car dealership is putting them at risk of getting pulled over by police.
What makes them trendy?
Customers across the country say they've experienced the same issue as well. Lawyers in Pennsylvania have filed a class action lawsuit. They say all stems from paperwork errors. Talked to one man who says he was pulled over by police and couldn't prove he owned his 7 Series BMW because Carvana hasn't sent him the title to it. even though he bought the car last
Well,
year.
normally you wouldn't ride around with the title in your car, but you would need a registration that proves that you
And
own
you
it.
actually, to be clear, should not ride around with the title in your car. Do you want to explain that briefly?
Well, a title is a negotiable instrument. So if, God forbid, you were driving around with a title in your car and your car gets stolen, and the title's there, well, the thieves can then sign the title over to themselves, title the car in their names, and then sell it legally. So no, you don't drive around with a title in your car. You drive around with a registration in your car that proves that you're the owner of the vehicle.
Yeah. But it's interesting to see we've got another state, another locale that's pulling up the Carvana
I believe
news.
Carvana sells cars in all 50 states.
Yeah,
perhaps?
I think so.
Okay, so my guess is we'll find it in every one.
Yep.
And we probably won't have to search all that hard.
Brandon, thanks so much for being on the stream tonight. Let's go take a quick peek. You updated your post with the Vroom, Carvana, CarMax, and YAA Black Book prices. I also attached the deal. If I wasn't going to trade, let's take a peek. I like doing this. I like being able to review deals like this on the show.
I'm glad it makes you happy.
Does it make you happy?
If you're happy, I'm happy.
We got all sorts of new posts in here. Savart's here. Dave's here. So one of the cool things, Dave, we can actually look up.
I know Dave Smith.
Do you think he's buying a 2022 Genesis GV70?
No, the Dave Smith I know is a mini salesman at a mini dealership in Arizona.
Anyway, Dave,
and one of the nicest gentlemen in the car business I've ever known.
I'll look this up in just a second.
Yeah.
Hang tight. All right, so we got the Kia Forte deal. Must be in the comments, Brandon.
Yeah, there it is.
Trading a 2016 Mercedes-Benz GLA 250. Vroom offered 19.6, CarMax 19.2. Black Book says anywhere from 17.
And they're giving you 18 grand or 18 something, wasn't it?
They were given 18.5. So let's do the sales tax numbers.
Okay.
Let's do this. What state are we in is what we're gonna need to know.
Well, whatever. There isn't a lot of
But let's do the math. So the sales tax basis benefit.
Well, he gave you the deal without the trade.
Oh yeah, so we can see.
Okay.
Perfect. So this is the deal without the trade.
So it's a $700 and some dollars savings in sales tax.
So the sales tax, if there is no trade, is $843,
as opposed to $130.
The sales tax, if there is a trade, is $103. So let's do the math. So 103.
Yeah,
and
from
then this is
843.
843 minus 103. So it's $729.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's a 700.
843 minus 103.
All right, 843. $740.
Okay.
So it's a $740 difference.
So, and they're giving them 18.5 plus 740.
18.5. That's the way to think of it.
Yes.
18.5 plus 740.
So it's 19,240.
Stop being so good at math. So it's 19,240.
That's what I said.
So
yeah,
it actually makes the most sense to sell to Vroom.
Yes,
because Vroom's offering
$400 more. Now, if you want to do that, you can. If you don't,
you know what you're losing out on.
Yeah,
it's $400.
Yeah.
That is, thank you, Brandon, for posting that, because that is a perfect example. And I think most people probably don't know the, ins and outs of that.
Yeah.
There you go. That's how you can make sense of all that. Space, thank you for this. 0 incentives on the GV70 right now, as expected. Yeah, it's super competitive on the GV70. So what's going on?
I don't know. I was just sitting here in that moment of silence, and I was thinking about that Avant that we drove the other day.
God,
I haven't
stopped thinking.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Except for the horses running behind me, I haven't been able to stop thinking about that Avant.
Yeah, video will be out next week. Yeah.
Oh my God, that was.
Josh wants to know where we're filming from. We're actually in Montana, on the range.
Yeah, because that's where Fabio keeps his horses. We're actually filming from our worldwide headquarters in downtown Silver Spring. No, downtown Bethesda, Maryland. The worldwide offices of YAA.
We're fancy, but we're not that fancy. Okay, let's go back here to the community forum. Let's see if there's anything else that we can answer here, Pops. I like being on the forum. Feels like we're actually helping people,
as opposed to just shooting
the
stuff with them.
All right, so let's answer Savart's question. Testing driving in the current market. I'm not one to buy before I try when it comes to big purchases like cars and homes. I'm interested in possibly getting one of the following vehicles: a Santa Cruz, a Tucson, or the RAV4. The problem I'm running into is that I'm not able to narrow it down because it is impossible to test drive anywhere within 50 miles of me. Heck, some dealerships out of one on the lot showroom won't even let me sit in it. How do you test drive a vehicle before? One of the things that we experienced, we actually went to the Washington Auto Show.
Yeah.
Auto shows are a great opportunity to be able to sit in vehicles.
At least sit in
Yeah,
them.
you can't necessarily test drive them.
Yeah.
Honestly, even renting them. I hate to
Yeah,
say
but,
it,
but you know, where are you going to rent a Santa Cruz?
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Maybe on Turo. Bet you someone has
Maybe,
one on
yeah.
Turo. Let's see if there's another one in
check
here.
Toro.
Turo's a good option.
Danielle Donaldson,
All right, let's see here, Pops.
a Mini Countryman.
Working on a Mini
all-wheel
Countryman.
drive.
My current car's
that'd be
engine
an
is
SL4. I'm sorry.
My current car's engine is toast, and unfortunately, we are a one-car family. Need to find something new as soon as possible. I'm a former Mini owner who is looking to get back into one again. We live far from the nearest dealer and looking in Virginia, North Carolina, and maybe Maryland, if
Okay.
need be.
Yeah.
My dad used to run a Mini dealership in Maryland.
Yes.
I got this quote from a dealer across the state, about a 6-hour drive for me, so I want to be sure it's a fair deal before making the trek.
Yes.
Excuse me, I confirmed the car's availability and requested an OTD quote. It seems pretty reasonable. Other than the processing fee, I would love to know what others think. So we've got an MSRP of $39,550.
Look at that. The destination charge on a Mini, which and a Mini Countryman is actually built in Austria.
Really?
Yes. I forget which factory in Austria, but it's built in Austria. So to have a destination charge of only $850, when I believe like on a Dodge Ram truck or
Oh my God, it's like
a Dodge Ram is like $16.95.
yeah, and
a
it's made
Ford-
in Detroit or
yeah,
it's
and
in
a
Ohio.
Ford, the Ford F-150s, the Ford trucks are like $15.95. And
did an article on that.
this is this vehicle's built in Austria, put on a boat that didn't sink, and then transported to the dealership by either train or
Here you go.
truck.
The non-negotiable destination charge is increasing rapidly. This was from November of last year. We
Yeah.
actually took the 2021
Oh,
the
say that again.
2021 model year
Yeah.
average. So you were just saying, let's look here. Ford 13,393, Porsche 13. Yeah, so Stellantis,
Yeah.
that there's a Ram product up
Yeah.
16%. So yeah, non-negotiable destination fees have gone up
Yeah.
considerably, but Mini, fortunately.
Yeah, $850. A veritable bargain in today's world.
So there you
Okay.
go. That was the MSRP plus the premium package,
And
signature.
the signature trim. Okay.
So let's look at the deal.
Okay.
2022. All right, so we've got market value selling price of $39,690. So let's scroll back up.
Which was
$39,550. So it's $140 over MSRP.
why? What did they add? They added something
So they added something on top of MSRP.
for $140. Whatever it is, it's not a lot. Okay.
Uh,
Their processing fees high, $7.99. I don't know what state that is. It's $500 in Maryland these days. We just saw in that other deal for the Kia, it was $175.
Yep.
California, it's capped at like $85.
Yep.
So processing fees and dock fees are a profit center for dealerships, and that's what allows them to sell cars at MSRP in some cases, because they're still making $800 on the deal.
What you would do in that case, if you're serious about buying a new vehicle, Danielle, is you'd take that out the door quote and you'd run it by one or two other dealers and say, beat it.
Yeah, could you beat it?
That's the way to pressure test it. But it looks pretty. I mean, there's $140 in fluff, but it looks clean. And then it's all about playing defense in the F&I office.
But what you don't have on there is you don't have sale. What's your the sales tax was $17.59.
Yep. And then your registration and whatnot.
Yeah. Well,
When you're buying a car out of state,
Yeah.
because I see this question in the chat as
and
well,
that
Dad.
doesn't. Well, that's probably not the state registration fees for where she's.
That's what I was about to say to you. When you're buying a car out of state, because again, I'm seeing this pop up a few times in the chat here. What are your thoughts, or how do you approach buying a car out of state? What information do you make sure the dealer knows? How do you negotiate things like that?
Well, one of the things you want to find out is if the dealer can actually help you do the motor vehicle work for your
Wait
state.
a second. We got to. So Space
Yeah.
letting us know there is a missing $500 customer cash on the Countryman. That is a perfect example of why you join YAA. We didn't know that, But Space, one of our auto advocates, one of the members
and
of the team.
you could go to Mini USA and look up under offers and see what the
Hey,
offers
hey,
are.
hey, hey, hey! Can we give
But-
Space his flowers?
But
Toss the
Space
headphones
does
on.
it for you.
Toss the headphones on. Thank you for that, Mario.
Nicely done, Mario.
Nicely done, Mario. All right, buying a car out of state. Talk to me about that. I took your train.
Yeah, you took my train left.
Josh says you guys are wild stallions. How does that make you feel? Makes me feel good.
Well, you're 26. Trust me. At 70, I'm not a wild stallion. More like a mare. Oh God.
I don't know how I feel about
Yeah.
that.
So anyway, out of state, you
Yep.
want to see if the dealer might be able to help you do your state motor vehicle work. There are third parties that dealers can contract with that will.
And that is not free. That costs money.
that costs money.
Yep.
And
And in some states, if you need a wet signature, you actually end up having to use courier service, documents signed. Like it can be a bit of a pain in the tuchus.
well, I'll take your word for it.
I remember when we started this business, when we
Yeah.
started working on YA, one of the first car deals I ever worked on was an out-of-state car deal. We had to do
Yeah.
a courier, and there's all sorts of
Yeah,
craziness.
yeah, it's fun.
But if you're in a state where there's not a lot of inventory and you can look across the border, let's say you're in California and you can negotiate a better deal in Nevada, go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be a little bit of headache. Make sure they know your zip code so they can run the
Yes.
taxes and everything like that for your state where you're actually going to register the
Yes,
vehicle.
but there are third party vendors that can help dealers, excuse me, collect the proper sales tax and all the motor vehicle paperwork that's needed so that they can complete the motor vehicle work for the customer.
Mr. Brightstar, best dealers in Maryland, please. Now, here's a perfect example. I'm going to let my dad give his 2 cents in just a second, but I want to share my answer first because I produced the show, so I can do that. So I'm going to say
Yeah,
dealership reviews.
yeah,
I'm going to click on to what we've got pinned here, and I'm going to go to the spreadsheet. And on the spreadsheet, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for state,
date.
and I'm going to look for one in Maryland.
You can't.
I mean, I can sort it. Yes. Do you want me to sort it? I was going to have fun.
Wouldn't that go faster?
I mean, are we trying to go fast? So we do not have a single YAA community member dealership review for the state of Maryland.
Yes.
So this is a perfect example of youth and trying to be outsmart your father. Don't do that. So Pops, one of the best dealerships in Maryland.
I'll be damned if I know.
Yeah.
The best dealerships in Maryland are the dealerships that I used to work at, and I don't work there anymore.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What it won't show on Mini USA is the 2000 pre-order loyalty credit. It's even better than what Ford offers on pre-orders.
Yeah, but you have to pre-order it.
I know, but that's a
Yeah.
good example of
Yeah, but they.
why
they're
you
a
going
one-
fisticuffs with Space tonight.
Because they're a one-car family. and
You
they
got it.
needed
You
a
got
car.
it. You got
Oh, they're a one-car family and they needed the car.
Okay.
Okay, but yes, there's yeah. That's why you always go to the manufacturer's website to find out what the current offers are. And yes, Mini has on certain models. Yeah, don't worry, I'm looking. So anyway, the best dealerships, the Fitzgerald Group in Maryland, they really do believe in their one price selling.
Yeah. I mean, I would avoid Coons. I've heard
I'm
some
not naming
things.
names.
I would avoid. Okay. Giovanni says it's not uncommon for dealerships to charge an out-of-state buyer fee. So if you do thus,
Yes.
don't be surprised. We've been doing this a long time. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
I mean, I see the normal BS, but I haven't
Yeah.
seen out-of-state
Yeah.
fee.
I know when I had customers from out of state, and we had the only car that was in a 8 or 10 state area. I mean, somebody was coming from several states away. I wasn't giving them the same type of deal I'd give somebody that was local.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because if I sold it to somebody local, I had a shot at getting their service business. If I sell it to somebody that's 800 miles away, well, they're not bringing it back for warranty work.
Now, we've got a great comment here from Aces H. So how are the prices going to be on Porsche? And we can address that in just a second. Dealer in Texas have a $25,000 increase on those, but dealership in Florida doesn't have that increase. If you're looking for a specialty vehicle, yes, search nationwide and you might be able to find something that's a better price point. Heck, even the guys that we rent cars from here for the car, the ride-alongs that we
Yes.
do, when they're buying their vehicles, they're not buying them here in Maryland. They're going nationwide. They're buying them in Delaware, Florida, etc. But this is also a perfect example of the prices in Florida always look good.
Yeah.
Always look good.
Yeah.
The
I-
out the door prices in Florida always look bad.
Can we say something?
Of course.
Yesterday
Yeah.
yesterday
We
morning,
were interviewed. Yeah.
we were interviewed by an investigative reporter for a
ABC affiliate in Miami.
in the Miami Fort Lauderdale area regarding inordinate fees in Florida, dealer fees. So you have to do your due diligence. That's all I'm going to say. You have to do your due diligence. You know, and Porsche dealers don't normally sell a lot of cars per se.
What's a
They're-
Porsche dealership selling a month? How many cars? Pre-pandemic.
Well, I mean, I used to work in a complex where our Porsche dealership in that complex.
Give me
would
the
sell-
range. Give me like top to.
Well, the Porsche dealership in our complex used to sell 100 plus new and used cars a month. The Porsche dealer in the group that I worked for in Maryland, they were very happy selling 15 to 20 cars a month.
Exactly.
So
Not a lot.
no, but the Porsche dealer that was selling 100 plus cars a month at an $8,000 per car average, they were pretty pleased. William Weezer,
You just took the W and made it William.
WM.
Oh, you're saying Wimweeza.
Wim Weezer.
I buy my first car in the next year. I don't need one right now. Zero interest in financing and plan to pay cash. But should I finance it for the deals they throw in and then pay it off early? Interesting question.
Well, if they're offering like 0% interest or 0.9 or 1.9, and there's no prepayment penalty, then by all means, sure.
All right, we've got a very handsome gentleman in the chat. Hi, Zach. Should I buy a car now so Leah and I can go on a bunch of hiking and camping trips this year? Now, Pops, Matt must not be a longtime follower of the channel because, as we've said, there's like a 10-day window here.
Yeah.
Where buying a car is kind of maybe a good deal. Outside of that, it's going to be chip shortage and car prices going back up.
I
don't
thought
you think?
maybe I thought maybe you knew Matt and Leah.
No. I mean, someone that handsome? No.
Wow.
And it's Mrs. Weeza.
To me, Mrs. Weezer. To me, I am so sorry, Mrs. Weezer.
Here we go from Biker Bud. Bought a car in Florida. Their fees are high. Their prices look attractive, but after the other fees, they are higher than other states. Now, I'm not going to say, I need to be careful on how I frame this, but we did this interview. And one of the things that was shared with us is that we're not sure if it'll actually ever air. And I
Yes.
found that to be really interesting.
Yes.
And part of the reason it might not ever air is because so many of the advertising dollars for local news stations come from auto dealers.
Mm.
And that was, again, I'm 26.
You're naive.
I'm naive. I'm
Yeah.
green. I think life is just a pasture of horses and flowers, and we can roam free and help people.
Yeah.
No, it's capitalism. And this
Yeah.
this story that talks about how outrageous fees are and what you need to be prepared for might not air because the
Car
pockets
dealers-
are lined by
the-
car dealers.
Yeah, the Car Dealer Association in Southern Florida might have a say in that.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, but wouldn't it be a wonderful thing? Wouldn't it just be a wonderful thing if the TV station said, "Go ahead, pull your advertising dollars, go right ahead. We're going to expose the fraud that the members of your organization are."
But see, this is the benefit. This is truly, I think, what's potentially very smart about what we're doing.
Yeah.
How do we make money?
Well, we don't, but but how we're trying to make money is through the memberships.
Yep.
Okay, either the annual membership at $99 a year or the monthly membership at $19.99 a month, through the sale of vehicles,
The insurance products, the extended
vehicle-
warranties,
yes.
right?
and
And who pays for those?
and
Huh.
we make money from YouTube.
Yep.
From entertaining all you nice folks 6 to 7 days a week because we've got nothing better to do.
So, but the people who pay us are you.
Yeah,
The
we don't-
issue and the reason why the news station will never say that to the car dealers is because who pays them? Money talks, man. Money talks.
You know what? There's other advertisers. There are other advertisers. It's just everybody is afraid to take a stand for what is right.
Yeah, no, I hear you. We've got dogs.
And I would
roll.
probably be the same way if I was running a TV station going, well, boss, but at a certain point, you just got to go to hell with it.
We've got
We're going to
Dogs Lol.
expose your members for what they are.
We've got Dogs Lol in the chat. Okay, we got to address Dogs.
Well, my dogs laugh out loud when I
I'm
have
currently looking
them. Do
for
you
a
remember how our dogs used to laugh?
the used. The used prices are down, private party on Facebook. Yes, it's another example. This is what Black Book's tracking as well, as we're seeing auction prices, wholesale prices go down. So to Sean B's question, had a dealer tell me that they, quote, have to put a markup on heavy-duty trucks due to high auction prices. Does this make any sense to you? A month ago, yes. Right now, no. I mean, I can pull the data back up. But
I mean, all the truck values were down except for full-size vans.
So cars are depreciating again. Trucks are
Yes,
depreciating again.
yes.
Auction prices are going down.
Yes.
So there's less justification now than there was a couple weeks ago for a dealer to say,
and
hey.
boy, just wait till gas gets to $5, $6, $7 a gallon. And they might be begging you to buy one of those heavy-duty pickup trucks that gets 15 miles to the gallon.
Exactly. Giovanni said, can you upgrade your membership at any time from monthly to yearly? Yeah, absolutely. You can't like do it in your account, but just send us help@joinyaa.com or post on the forum and we'll make sure you get taken care of. Here we go. We've got Cardiac 151. Aren't dealerships trying to sell cars based off last couple months values? No, the market is so crazy right now. Like if you get a KBB price, please everyone just understand it is not accurate. In no way, shape, or form it is accurate. The prices are changing so quickly and with such volatility. They're doing it based off of more.
Black Book updates their valuations daily.
In real time.
Yeah, daily. Yeah. They would love to be able to figure out how to do it in real time, but they can't because it's too volatile. So they do it daily.
I don't know if that's the case.
That's what Jared said.
Sports Mike 87 says, has anyone tried using TrueCar? Always wondered if it worked like they advertised.
TrueCar is a lead generator for dealerships.
And one that is like really going down the let me do it. Drum roll, please. Screen share. Let's do max. Yeah, TrueCar stock is down almost 69% since they went public. Yeah, TrueCar is. I don't envy them because I think they're in a terrible position. They've lost the trust of the consumer and they've lost the trust of the dealers. So.
But other than that, they've got the trust of the devil.
They got a lot of people that come to their website.
Yes.
That's for sure. Speaking about websites, going to end tonight's show with a quick promo of what we do have going on back on the YAA website. So I'm going to share my screen really quickly. If you're searching for a car, use our vehicle search. I was talking to the team today. I've got some really interesting ideas. You know how we have right now, let's click on this Volvo, for example.
Okay.
We have the extended warranty quote right here.
Yeah.
I want to add like insurance quotes. I want to add gap insurance quotes. I want to add like your full cost of ownership. So that, I mean, imagine a world where you could search for cars. Instead of seeing just the total price and the advertised price, you could put in, I don't want my total monthly payment with insurance, with gap insurance, with tire and wheel. I don't want that to be more than $600 a month. That would be a useful car search. And you put in your info so you get the actual insurance quotes and everything, but like, and you quote shop them. Okay, that doesn't exist, but still use it in the meantime, pretty please.
Yes.
Then we've also, like my pops mentioned, we got the extended warranty piece, so you can get a quote for that here. And like we've been talking about all night, the forum. The forum is super vibrant, lots of people on it. Let's see. Yeah. Savart liking his own posts. You know what? I'm going to like that. I'm going to like the fact that you liked your own post.
Somebody has to. Yeah.
And like you mentioned just a moment ago, we also have the membership as well. So consider joining YAA.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead, Pops.
Okay. You can give it as a gift. Makes a great gift.
Makes a great gift.
You know, I would tell you it's a great stocking stuffer, but why wait till December? It could be a birthday gift. It could be an anniversary gift. It could be a graduation gift. It could be, hey, you're a dear friend of mine, and I just wanted to give you a little something.
And I want to make sure you don't get screwed when you buy a car.
Yeah. It makes a nice gift. That's all I'm saying. It's a nice gift. It's a gift.
Well done, Pops. All right, let's call it a show for tonight. We will be back Monday on the Ray and Zach channel with news you can use. Something tells me there'll probably be a big story that breaks between now and then. Yeah. We didn't even talk tonight about how do you combine their two names about the
Shonda?
Sonda?
Honey? Yes, we're
Sony and Honda
two iconic Japanese brands that have joined forces to produce electric vehicles by 2025.
Yeah, so we didn't even
Yeah.
talk about that tonight. So
Yeah,
we'll touch on that.
we don't know
next
what
week.
they're going to be called.
James wants to know, how are the sales staff responding when you mentioned Black Book values, wholesale data, days on market, and things discussed here? Let me show you just a brief example. We talked a little bit about the community forum. We didn't talk about success stories. 296 of them. Just read some of them because
Yes.
it's people walking into dealerships using the right, saying the right things, and you can see how salespeople respond. At the end of the day, it's going to help you net out in a better
Most
space.
of them are pooping in their pants.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Okay, maybe not. Well, the new ones are.
Possibly.
Yeah.
All right, Pops, let's call it a night.
Saturday night, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being here. We'll see you all on Monday at noon on the Ray and Zach channel for news that you can use from YAA. Noon Eastern, 9 Pacific.
And we did do nationwide on Wednesday of last week. Then we realized there was a bug on Thursday, so we pulled it back. So next week, nationwide search will be back. Okay.
That's what we hear.
I sure
Yeah.
hope so.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.